Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Nonsense. Can you hear the happiness in my voice? Last show, Devlin was sick. Jen had thrown her back out and she didn't know it. She was just starting to get sick. She's been sick for 2 weeks. I thought the show was going to be called One Man Show. Sweating bullets here, sweating bullets. Just know when you see a show called One Man Show, that means everyone else was out of commission, unavailable, and I had to whoop it up myself. Luckily, this show is not called One Man Show. This show is called Party Talk. Jen's coming on the other side of her illness, and for the first time in like 2 weeks, we hung out and whooped it up. And we recorded a show for you on the fly, no topic. We just started hanging out. We felt the energy picking up, threw the mics on. You hear us when we do the sound check. Right from the sound check, we naturally went right into the topic and just riffed it off until we knew the show was over. So, hope you enjoy it. Test, you.
You? Testing me? Are you testing me?
Are you testing me? What does that mean when someone, are you testing me? Well, is there a situation in which people say that?
Yeah.
When? Have you ever said in your life, are you testing me?
I'm sure I have.
Who would you say it to?
I don't know. I remember when we first met, like we weren't even dating yet, and you said something about Emilio's. You were talking about the pizza place on Long Island in Comac, and I had never been. And you kept saying, we'll go to Emilio's, And I'm like, who's Emilio? Because nobody was saying anything. Like, no one was telling me. And I was like, who's Emilio? And you just stopped and you looked at me and you're like, are you messing with me? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Who's Emilio? What do we, like, what? And you were like, it's a pizza place in Comac. And I was like, oh.
What blew my mind is Emilio's, to me, was like, Emilio's. It was so great. And you only live one town over. Like Deer Park, like, I'm sure I know Deer Park Avenue. I'm not from Deer Park.
That's different.
Why is your street different than mine?
Because Deer Park Avenue, like, I remember being on a cruise ship when I was like 17 or 18 years old and meeting rando people from Brooklyn who were like, yeah, I go to Deer Park and I cruise the avenue. Because, like, people used to do that. So Deer Park Avenue and Emilio's are so not even apples to apples.
I want to try and join analogies and connect the dots for people who don't know either of these places. If you're an older person, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and you remember the movie American Graffiti, Deer Park Avenue is like cruising up and down the street like that. You're driving, you're looking.
Yeah, you're scoping people out. And then, like, if you saw a group of guys, then, you'd pull over into a parking lot and hang out in the parking lot. And then you get back in and cruise again, meet up with other people. Random strangers just hanging out in parking lots. I can't even believe it. I used to do that a lot.
It's great. You're from Deer Park and you're a girl, so I think you had a different experience. When I cruised Deer Park Avenue, I was one town over. I wasn't from Deer Park, and we were guys. We just drove down the street and turned around and like drove up the street.
Yeah.
Like that was it. No, but you get out of the car and like.
Oh, you guys didn't do that.
No. You know what? It's the difference too. You wouldn't be driving up Deer Park Avenue and see 3 cars with 10 girls hanging out talking. No, we would have definitely pulled over. Like 4 guys in a car and there's 10 girls. We would have definitely pulled over and said, hey, what's up? How's it going? But there's never 10 girls standing out with their cars.
No, well, we weren't parked in a parking lot. We would be driving.
Yeah, and then you see a group of guys.
And then you like see a group of guys, and then
exactly
you do a little chit chat out the window.
It must be great to be a girl. Because if you're a girl, you can see a group of guys and say, "Hey, let's pull over and talk to those guys." There's never a group of girls. We weren't driving down and we saw a group of girls. We saw the same thing as you. There's a group of guys hanging out by their cars.
Oh, you never saw girls?
So we didn't go, hey, let's stop and chummy up with them.
Yeah. Wow.
No,
Well,
do you remember seeing groups of girls when you were cruising Deer Park Avenue? I don't remember that. Now you'd see a group of girls. Now it's not.
I don't know. Do people cruise anymore?
Whatever.
Why?
Yeah. Do you cruise anymore, people?
I'm going to ask my cousins because they still live back home. I'll ask them.
Now, what's Emilio's like movie-wise? So American Graffiti, a cruising strip.
Going cruising.
Like, what's Emilio's like movie-wise? So people can like...
Mystic Pizza? Because it's a pizza place.
No, I know I watched Mystic Pizza with you once because I love you. And it probably was okay even.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like a hole-in-the-wall local. Like Emilio's is like an actual restaurant. But the pizza, specifically the Sicilian pies, are top-notch, delicious, like solid go-to pizza place. I don't know if there's a movie comparison for that.
Yeah, because it's a restaurant where, like, Deer Park Avenue, you can argue, was a street. But there's a lot of streets on Long Island. Deer Park Avenue is known. You cruise Deer Park Avenue. The Comac Motor Inn was known. Oh, the Comac Motor Inn.
Yeah.
You know?
Seedy motel.
But Emilio's Pizza to me, it wasn't strictly Comac too. I felt like it was known. Like people knew about Emilio's. Mm-hmm. And he had restaurants everywhere. It was Emilio's was related to Pastaria, was related to Branchinelli's they're related, and
Fantasticos.
Fantastic.
Well, it's really called Fanaticos, but we called it Fantasticos.
Because the pizza was Fantastico.
Yeah.
So I felt like Emilio's everyone knows. So I don't know I just described it, so I don't know what a movie representation is. So yeah, when you're one town over, like people on a cruise knew about Deer Park Avenue. I wouldn't expect people on a cruise to know Emilio's, but anywhere in, I'll say Suffolk County, if I mention Emilio's, I'd expect people to be, I love this Sicilian.
Yeah.
So I said, are you messing with me?
Yeah, well, I really thought you were talking about a person.
What was the original statement we said? It wasn't, what are you messing with me? Are you testing me?
You testing me.
So that was related. That was a warm-up. We were warming up for you testing me.
Yeah.
Did you ever say that saying? Are you testing me?
Have you said it?
Are you testing me? It sounds like you would say it if you were like a little pissed off. Like, are you testing me?
Yeah, but I think I've probably said it facetiously because that's how I am. I don't think I've ever been mad and been like, are you testing me? It's probably been more like in a sarcastic humor way.
There's a lot of sayings out there that people talk about, like, are you testing me? That we may see in a movie or something, but would you actually ever use them?
Yeah.
Like walking on eggshells. Have you ever said... Wait.
Yes, I have. I have said.
I feel like I'm funny or serious?
Serious.
Like serious. What is walking on? I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like I can't walk quiet because it's the crack. What does it mean, first of all?
It means that you can't be real with the person because you have to be careful about what you say because you don't want to set the person off.
So what does walking on eggshells do? When you walk on eggshells, they cut your feet.
You got to be gentle.
They make a sound.
No, it's like you don't... Oh, but the eggshells.
Yeah, what does the eggshell mean? What is it? I know how people use it, but what are they trying? Like, what is it to walk on an eggshell? Are you going to cut your foot? It's the eggshells.
Delicate. You got to walk delicately because maybe the cracked eggshells hurt.
That's true. You just got it. When it's an egg, it's a little stronger, but when it's a shell, it's so delicate. So I don't think it's about the noise. I think, it's about you can't walk halfway
Who said noise?
And you're still going to... See, that's what I thought. Like, if I step on this, it's going to make noise. If I say this a certain way, the person's going to make noise about it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wasn't interpreting it that way.
But
it was being delicate.
So you were seriously talking to somebody about somebody else. Like, I feel like I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
So it's like usually you're not upset, but it's like a serious thing.
I don't want to set anybody off. I'm all about like non-confrontation. So, and I don't ever want to be in a situation where people are offended or, and like there are people that, that are maybe overly sensitive or maybe not to be judgmental. Maybe they're just sensitive people.
That's a very good correction on the fly.
And so you just have to be careful what you say. That's all. You don't want to, Oh, here's one. You don't want to upset the apple cart.
That one I don't really get. All right, the apple cart. There's an apple cart.
Yeah.
Were they very off balance where if you touched apple carts at all, they tipped over? Were they known for that? if you bump into an apple cart, the apples like very easily get bruised. Like, what does that mean? You don't want to tip the apple? That one just seems old. That one sounds like one you heard.
What does it mean to you?
When you were 7 because your grandma said it or something. Like, I don't feel like do people say that anymore? Don't upset the. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I know what it means. Don't upset the apple cart. Apples to me are still, so everyone's napping, or at least mentally they're stable in a napping or sedative fashion. Don't say anything that gets everybody a little like shooken, because that's all. Like, if you upset the apple cart, what's going to happen? The apples are going to shake a little. That doesn't even seem so bad. So don't say anything. These people are all so sensitive and calm. Don't say anything that's going to ruffle their feathers. Even ruffle their feathers and
because the apple cart is that like the collective whole? Like,
yeah, don't upset the group, the herd, your co-workers if you're in a meeting. Like, don't upset the apple cart, or a way of being, a culture, or something. I guess I would never say that. I'd like to remember I said walking on eggshells once in a comic fashion when Rodney Dangerfield was popular, and I said it like him.
Are you gonna do that now?
No, I didn't even attempt to do Rodney Dangerfield.
For your listeners?
I never imitated them, though. So
I know. I'm dying to hear this.
What does an imitation sound like that you never did in your life? I guess it sounds like this. All right, hold on, let me take a moment. I'm going to actually call out to Rodney Dangerfield supernaturally and ask him to enter my being. Hold on.
While Kurt's doing that, I will say, my friend Lisa used to refer to my grandfather as Rodney Dangerfield.
I told you when I first met him, I said, first of all, I love your grandfather, and he reminds me of little Rodney Dangerfield.
It's so funny.
I
think maybe his eyes, like he had like that kind of, there's something about his eyes or that top half of his face and the hairline or something that was like Rodney Dangerfield-esque.
There was something about your grandfather, period.
Yeah, he was special.
He was special. I liked that he always joke around. He always joked around. He always was saying something funny, always saying something nice.
Yeah, he was always happy.
Yeah. Yeah, to your grandfather.
Oh, Grandpa, I love you.
So I'm going to channel him.
Okay.
I'm going to channel.
But this isn't an impression of my grandfather. Let's be clear.
No, this is Kurt channeling Jen's grandfather, channeling Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh.
Give me 10 seconds to let all that John Malkovich into me.
Yeah, Malkovich?
Yes. I'm walking on eggshells here.
Not bad.
He has a little more nervous. That's horrible. I'm going to leave that on there because it makes me
so cute.
It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm not going to edit that out.
It was cute. It was a good first attempt. I mean,
I never imitated.
Right, so I would never judge you and be like, harsh. That was sweet.
There had to be more hibbity-bibbities if it was a real Rodney Dangerfield. Like, hey, I'm walking on eggshells here.
Yeah,
I was doing your grandfather doing them. Now I have practice. I just did it once, and now I did it 100% more.
Getting in there.
So I never said that. What are some other ones? Oh, did you ever say, she threw me under the bus?
Yeah. I still say that.
They threw me under. Wow.
Yeah.
You get thrown under the bus?
I do get thrown under the bus.
What the fudge?
You
don't have to go into specifics at all, but you do say.
I can't say I do, and it's like an active, happens all the time, but I feel like I've definitely been thrown under the bus in my most recent years of life.
Very sorry to hear that. In enough of a way where you felt it, or a way where you felt like the bus ran over your leg and maybe broke your leg. What happened when you got run over?
I don't know. I have to think
were you
about
just did it run over your toes, or were you like run over? Because you're gonna be run over in many different ways.
There's so many different ways to be run over
by a bus. If you lay the right way and you put your arms together, the bus could go right over and you can be run over by a bus, but no damage.
Well, are we talking about getting thrown under a bus or getting run over by a bus? Because I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, and I definitely feel like I got ran over by a bus.
Well, I mixed them together. There are two different things.
So That is an example of being run over by a bus, my illness. But being thrown under the bus is, someone selling your ass out.
Someone's selling you out.
Yeah.
That's a shame when that happens. I've surmised the question, is he throwing me under the bus? I don't think I've ever outright said, that person threw me under the bus.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember me saying it?
I feel like you've come close in scenarios with people. Yeah.
Feeling slighted.
Yeah.
Thrown under the bus is a serious one. I know when you hate, but this isn't the type of saying.
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
We'll say it at the same time. 1
6 half dozen of the other. That's stupid.
Fool me once, I won't be fooled again.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, what? Why did you just jump to that one? I thought we were saying the one that I hate.
6 of one, half a dozen another. That's like saying it doesn't matter. It's just that, right?
I hate
Why
that.
do you hate that?
I hate it.
Can I tell you what I hate?
What?
Pet peeve.
Yeah.
I hate,
a lot of people hate that
when people
one.
say, what's your pet peeve? I was like, the word pet peeve, I can't
Yeah.
stand that word. I can't stand people describing something and them calling it a pet peeve.
You even say
French?
it with disdain.
Is that French? Are people
What?
trying to be? People say it because they like to talk French. And
How is that French? That doesn't even make sense.
It's not English. I was going to say American. Maybe it is American.
I have no idea.
The difference between English and American is English and it's proper. And American is a form of English that's American.
Slander? Slang? Slander.
Slanderous English is American.
I don't even know.
Coming from the English guru.
I can't. You know what?
Did you just say that, or did I just pull that out of
I
you?
don't know what is happening because, and it's certainly not a conversation I'm embarking on. So I'm going to keep.
You're
it
clever.
moving.
You're very smart.
Yeah.
I try to trick us.
What about having the Midas touch?
That again seems like an older one.
Yeah.
Have you ever said that?
No. Have you?
I know I've probably at least said it once about my brother.
Okay, I could see that.
At least said it once about my brother. I'll tell you my theory on my brother. I told him enough, so I think he'd be okay with me sharing. So I believe in past lives totally. My grandfather, when he was over in Germany, had a brother who was a doctor. And he gave his life to caring for plague people or whatever was going through the country that was sweeping through in, like, say, the 20s, 30s, whatever, 40, whatever sweeps through
The plague
Europe,
sounds good.
plague,
That
something.
happened.
Like he gave his life and he died because he was caring for the people who were suffering.
He ultimately ended up getting the plague and dying.
No doubt. And maybe died like 25, 27, something like that. I have the age written down. So somewhere young, like a young doctor,
That's
young
so
person.
young.
So the universe loves that stuff. You go out a hero, so to speak, go out like giving yourself for your fellow man. When you come back, it doesn't mean you still don't have to.
You're going to have the Midas touch.
You have the Midas touch. Not on everything, but just about everything. It doesn't mean you don't still have to work for it and try hard, but everything flows. When you do put the effort in, everything magically flows a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. You get in the flow. When you put your effort, I think that's what the Midas touch is. I don't think anybody's given the Midas touch where they just go, that, and then that appears. But I think people can have it where whatever you put your effort in, it's going to come to fruition. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I put my effort into 100,000 things in my lifetime.
You certainly have, honey. You have.
Like a kid in a sandbox. What else can I make?
Yeah, you like to dabble in lots of things. But anyway, back to the story of your brother. So you had your grandfather's brother.
Oh, so I think my
doctor.
my brother's him reincarnated. Zero doubt. I'd put $1,000 on that. If there was a psychic who had a 99% track record of telling people with their past lives, but that was somehow corroborated, because that's a hard one. They go to the past life regression guru, whoever that is, the name's slipping me. Dr. Brian Weiss.
I've never heard of that person.
Many Lives, Many Masters, past life regressions.
Okay.
They go to the man himself. They get a past life regression. They remember stuff. And the psychic separately says the same things without even knowing about that. Like it's corroborated. Mm-hmm. I would put $1,000 down if he gets a regression with Dr. Brian Weiss, and then my brother went to the psychic, they'd say the same exact thing, that he was this doctor. The Midas touch.
It's a good story. I like it. I mean, I could see that your brother would be reincarnated.
Yeah, and $1,000 is a big deal to me, so that's a big bet.
I was gonna say it seems a little paltry. I would, if you believe it that much, then why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I don't have money coming out of my ears. Is that a saying? Money coming out of my ears? I don't have money coming out of my ears like other people.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, that money is there money coming out of ears? Does that totally
that might no? I think that's a saying.
Now, what's the how?
I can't go there.
How?
I don't even want to know about going there.
What else we got? I was going to write these down one day. All these crazy sayings that I never say, but I know it exists, and I always wanted to ask people, like, do you say this? Now I have a topic. Next party we go to, I don't care what it is. I'm going to have my list of sayings, and I'm going to look at the person and be like, do you ever say this?
Yeah. You know what? That's good party talk.
Party talk. Should we call this episode Party Talk?
Party talk.
Party talk. Here's the
Whoop.
party talk.
What are we drinking today?
Sommelier? You're asking me? I'm a peasant. I know nothing.
We usually open our episodes with a beverage, and it's actually usually me whipping up a cocktail. But, that's usually saved for spring, summer, and it's daylight still, and I am full of vim and vigor and inspiration. But we're in the doldrums of winter. I'm recovering from an illness, and it's red wine time.
It is.
It is the season for hunkering down and drinking delicious bottles of red wine that is just the ultimate comfort food. It's
red wine. The ultimate comfort food for
So
winter.
we sat and we looked at our stash, and so we came up with Il Burkino. It is a Sangiovese Cabernet Merlot blend. It's a 2010. The label is really cool. I think I probably got it for a bunch of reasons, but the copy got me because it talks about the sun and the moon.
You're a sucker for astrological bodies.
All up in that. And I have to say, I'm enjoying it.
First taste.
The first taste was not good for me. It smelled musty, which I don't mind, but the first sip felt like it was a little bloody. And I was like, if it is going to be like this, after I take another sip, I am not drinking this bottle because I've been sick and this is so not happening. But it actually opened up really nicely. I think it's a very friendly, approachable wine that has settled down.
It's very nice. In other words, so if you're going to get this wine, and I'll put a picture up on the website, I recommend it, but it's like a show where someone's like, you got to get through the first 3 episodes and you'll love it. I had to get through the first 2 sips, and then it opened right up after that.
It did open up, and we used our little aerator that we got from Italy.
I like aerators. They just make fun noises.
And
and they open up the wine.
And whether it works or not, or if it's just gimmicky, I don't care. There's a peace of mind in that I feel like we're letting the wine like breathe a little bit, give it some motion.
And the sound is fun.
Yeah, that too. Unless you have to pee, then...
I have to pee so bad, I can taste it. Did you ever say that? And why do people say that?
Yeah, you tasting urine?
I got to tell you, I remember being with my high school friends. We were going on the train to the city, and no doubt, you're back in the day where before you did anything, you drank a 6-pack. Like, that's what you did. That was the pregame. Everyone got 6-packs and you drank a 6-pack or 40. Either one. If you're taking a train ride and you're down in beer and it's an hour train ride and there's no bathrooms on the train, that can be a...
What do you mean no bathrooms? On the Long Island Railroad, there were always bathrooms on the train.
I feel like there were some trains that we took where, like...
Well, you're just
you
in
look
the
up
wrong
and down
car.
and looking all around. You have no idea. Believe me, you ever have those where your kidneys hurt? Like you can feel your kidneys, And you don't know how much longer, like,
Yeah.
you're like, I know I can hold it for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But you're starting to question, I don't know how long I can legitimately, this hurts.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I can hold it. This is getting ridiculous. And then when you go to the bathroom, your kidneys hurt. I've still never tasted my own piss. So where does I get piss so bad I could taste it come from?
I don't know. We'd have to Google it because I don't know.
That has to be a comedian came up with that. It has to be a shtick because I'm walking on eggshells makes sense. The thrown under a bus makes sense. A piece so bad I could taste it. Why would you be? Why? You're filled up and it reaches your tongue. It doesn't make any sense on any level. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Well, you don't like anything that has to do with medical and looking inside guts and anything that's related to anything that's bodily like that.
No. And Grey's Anatomy goes too far.
They do not. It's really tame compared to, I'm sure, other shows.
Because I don't like guts. I don't like any guts. And they don't... I guarantee.
No guts, no glory. Is that?
That's a great saying. No
But-
pain, no gain, no guts, no glory.
Uh-huh.
It's a wonderful saying. Empowering. I guarantee. You want to take this bet? You want to bet me something?
I don't know.
I
don't know what's the
guarantee
bet.
you look at season 1 of Grey's Anatomy and then whatever the current season is, season 36, whatever. You take season 1 and season 36 and you look at them and you do a blood count and guts count and you give the depth of it and the time. I guarantee we get exponentially more blood and guts than you did season 1. Season 1 was more about McDreamy and love, and there wasn't a lot of the gut and pulling out people's intestines to like unravel them and put them back in again.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, maybe somebody can take on that assignment.
What's the bet? Make it worth somebody's while. What, are you betting me? Are you testing me?
No, I'm not testing you. I don't care enough.
Oh, you know I'd win that bet, right? You know there's way more blood and guts. I'm a squeamish guy, I know. You don't know because it's all, as long as somebody, who you liking these days in Grey's Anatomy? Sidebar, quick. Who's your fave in Grey's Anatomy right now? Top fave.
Oh, that's a hard one.
I got mine. Mine's been since season 1.
I know who you're going to say. You love the chief.
The chief of what?
The old chief,
Yeah, the chief.
Richard.
He may never be called chief,
He's
and
still
he's
the
still
chief.
the chief.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
So, yeah, I mean, of course, he's solid. I love him. One of my tops for sure. I love Meredith. I do. And I love Karev. I like how he's grown and yeah. But that's another time.
Let's just do
story
great.
for
We'll do
another
great.
day.
If anybody asks, we'll do a Grey's Anatomy special. I would never watch the show on my own, but I have watched with Jen, and sometimes I'm like, whatever. But some season closers and the earlier seasons too,
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
And some episodes are really crazy, and some scenes are really powerful. Very powerful.
It's very powerful. Are there any modern day sayings that have like come,
What are the
up?
kids saying? What are the kids saying?
I feel like, God, this is so going to date us.
Would we know? Is it?
Yeah.
It's going to date me because I don't even know what you're going to say.
Here's one. Like, I feel like I've been hearing recently is like, spill the tea. What's the tea? Here's the tea.
I don't want to immediately hate it.
That's always your first inclination, though.
What is your statement, your position, that I hate anything new? What is your position? State your position.
I feel like
I have my white gloves out in case I'm offended.
yeah.
State your
I do
position.
think that sometimes you tend to maybe poo-poo first.
The new. Anything new. Anything new?
I don't know if I'm going to blanket statement
Oh,
that.
good. I didn't know where you're going. So anything new the kids say? Like, what am I poo-pooing?
Well, you're just saying you don't know if you like that saying.
No, but then I can't remember the
You
moments.
pointing at me?
No.
You guys can't see, but when Kurt talks,
I'm gonna put my mittens on. Put my hands.
sometimes
on.
he'll point when he talks, and he's the one who pointed out to me when you're talking and you point to somebody as you're talking to them that's offensive.
You're going to watch
But
yourself.
it's more friendly if you just have all your
all your digits out.
Yeah.
If you want mittens.
So not a fan of spilling the tea.
I know you were making. I'm gonna let my memory go because I don't want to know. But we'll revisit another show on. You have a statement about me that I'd like to examine one show. That you think I poo-poo some
Out of
area.
the gate. Out of the gate.
Some area, in some area, not my entire life, but in some area of something, some subject, something. Out of the gate, I poo-poo everything. And I want to know what that is one day. But I don't want to get too far off track.
Okay.
What is the saying?
Spilling the tea.
I felt like Archie Bunker there. What are they saying?
Oh, my God.
Spilling the tea. Tea. I could see that as a bad thing. You don't want to spill the tea. Tea can sometimes stain if it's on white linens. So I could see how spilling the tea is bad.
Do you know what it means?
Okay. You spilled the tea. You nudged you upset the apple cart. It's their version of that upset the apple cart.
No, that's not what it means.
Spilled the tea. Ah, you spilled the tea.
Spill the tea is what's the gossip. So you're completely wrong.
And you just let me go.
Well, no, I wanted to hear your interpretation of it. Just like your interpretation of walking on eggshells, you were thinking it was related to sound. I wasn't thinking it was related to sound at all. So
Well,
clearly,
generation
we
gap.
have different
Generation gap.
There's for those of you
Just
listeners
say
who
it.
don't
Say
know,
it every show.
every show that is so
Someone go back.
dramatic.
Someone go back.
Yeah.
Every show doesn't in every
No.
show or 90% of the shows. If there were 13 shows and 11 of them, she says, "Go ahead." What are you
That
saying?
is
11 of
so
them?
not even true.
I know.
I was gonna say. So Kurt has 10 years on me. There it is. So no spring chicken.
I dated this one girl once, and we had a 10-year gap, and she thought it was funny to call me grandpa.
That's not funny. That's not attractive even. Or that. Unless she had a grandpa complex or some.
That's that game. What
Some
was that crazy game we play? Maybe we'll play it this Christmas. It's like list the horrible things in order.
Oh, would
like
you rather or something?
Something like that. It might as well be what you rather.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alan Rafterman.
Yeah.
One of his favorite games. Not the board game. He was the originator of that game,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And really well played, Alan.
Yeah.
Well played.
He used to give the most horrifying examples that you just wouldn't want to choose.
So calling someone grandpa is like almost like related to which would you rather.
Yeah.
And the which would you rather game, if you don't know, I'll do a mild one. Would you rather eat a rat or
Sleep with your grandfather.
You had to go there. I said I was going to go mild.
Well, I didn't
We
want you
need
to
to give
go
him
too
a one.
mild. That's boring.
And then you have point ratings. What I don't understand about the game, I object. I'm going to tell you about the game a little more. Everything's got scores, and it's like how horrible it is or something. So, like you said, sleeping with your grandfather might have a horrible score of 86 on 0 to 100. And people seeing you pick your nose when you didn't know anybody was looking. Some things have such high scores. If I happen to be picking my nose and someone caught me, that's pretty horrible.
But it should be a lower score on
It
the
shouldn't be
spectrum.
higher than sleeping with your grandfather.
Right.
And some of the scores on that game are like, what? That's
Yeah.
worse than that?
Yeah.
So
anyway, you got spilling the tea wrong in
that's
its interpretation.
Spilling the tea, spilling the beans. That's knocking something over. That's okay. Spilling the tea, spill the beans.
Yeah.
Not that it's I'm judging, but it's all right.
Here's another one for you. That's out of pocket.
It's out of pocket. It sounds like that's out of the box. Think outside the box.
No.
I gotta
So,
get out
in
more.
case you missed it, Kurt has 10 years on me.
I just did a Supernatural Explorer episode where I was talking about getting out to the field more, and I heard myself talking as I was talking, and I said, "Wait, not that I'm a shut-in or anything," because I was realizing everything I say makes me sound like a shut-in. But now I'm thinking, like, am I a shut-in?
Yeah,
Like,
you
you're
kind of
saying
are.
stuff that I don't know. Like, I don't listen to commercials anymore. So I'm not hearing stuff through commercials. I don't listen to the news. So I don't hear newscasters saying stuff that the kids are saying to be more popular. Like, so I'm out of the loop, out of pocket, out of the box.
Out of pocket is out of line.
You're out of pocket.
Like, that's messed up.
Out of line. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, your keys are out of pocket. That's messed up. Your keys are out of pocket. They should call it out of your zipper. That at least is
what?
Because that's messed up. That's out of the zipper, man.
That doesn't sound as cool as out of pocket.
Out of pocket doesn't even make sense. What's out of pocket that's out of line? What's out of pocket does it?
But it could be in like a funny way. It could be in a funny way. Like, you do something disturbing and you're like, that's out of pocket.
Like, you have a chicken hanging out.
What?
Like, what do you have hanging out of your pocket?
I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least walking on eggshells makes sense. Throwing under the bus makes sense. Out of pocket. Outside your zipper makes more sense than out of pocket.
That doesn't roll off the tongue. Sorry.
Out of pocket rolls off the tongue, but it doesn't make. Yeah, no, people. You can make anything mean anything. What's that? Was that anybody ever make up a word and then like see if it took?
That's so fetch.
That's a made up term
from Mean Girls. Aw.
But
I wouldn't expect you to know that it's Mean Girls.
But for Mean Girls, did they make up that term for Mean Girls to make up a term?
Yeah, like she wanted to start a new term, like to get people to
did that catch on?
And no,
did it catch on in real life? Did people say out of tribute to the movie?
Just in tribute to the movie.
Oh, so that's like catching on. That's pretty cool. I hope you have more because I find this highly entertaining. How out of touch I am.
I don't know. I don't. Those were like.
And am I a shut-in? Do I have to go out more?
No, you're not a shut-in. You're just not in the demographic.
I'm out of pocket. I'm out of touch.
Yeah, you're out of pocket.
What's something out of touch? What's something that's out of touch?
What?
What's something that's out of touch, like physically out of touch? I'm coming up with a new saying for what I am.
You know what?
You reach up and you can't reach it. It's out of touch. It's something so high up, notoriously high up that you can't reach it.
The Empire State Building? Is that what you mean?
So what would be the saying? Like, you're at the top of the empire, man.
What? I can't even.
I can't even.
That's one.
I know I say that a lot jokingly. I can't even. Mm-hmm. That just is what it is, though. That's not a saying. That is what it is. I can't even. That's not like related to something. You're actually saying the words, but you say it in a funny way. Nobody ever says I can't even. Like, I don't even. That's not how I talk. But
insane.
Let me talk normal to you and then say I can't even. No, it has to have a funny. Like, I can't even.
There's got to be some emotion behind it.
That's another one.
Yeah. Oh, God. There was another one I was just going to say that you know, too. That's not new. And it was around I can't even. But I can't remember it now. That's how slippery my memory is lately.
Well, you know what? Let's make this a part one. I think it was a good show.
Oh, I know. Devlin likes this one. I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Yeah, but then again, that's a factual thing.
No, but it's like a saying that people use.
Oh, that's true. One, then I have a two-part question. One, did you ever throw up in your mouth a little? I have.
Yeah, like if you ever have like one of those like gross burps or something from indigestion.
Or you like really overate. Like it's not, I wouldn't call it throw up's even too strong, but a little bile.
Heartburn.
Comes up into your mouth.
Yeah.
Did you ever say I threw up a little in my mouth when you've thrown up a little in your mouth?
Maybe. If I wanted people to know. Or if I didn't want people to know, I wouldn't say it.
So now, what does the term mean? I threw up a little in my mouth. I just said something. But people don't use it that way. I just said something that was so vile it tasted like that to me. That's not how people use it. They use it in that what you said was so stupid or ridiculous. Or
maybe just like they see something that's grossed them out.
And they throw up a little in their mouth.
Or there's something that's grossed them out and they're like, I just threw up in my mouth.
I don't think Devlin hates the saying per se. I think he hates that sitcoms latch on a saying and they just drive it into the ground. And then that's like the punchline. It's not part of something. That's the punchline. I threw up a little in my mouth and they
then
pause,
everybody's
look at the audience.
Laugh track.
Yeah, I have a laugh track. I have a offense with that. Yeah, don't make a saying a punchline unless it just came out. Like the floss, I see the floss. Is that dance?
Oh yeah.
I love the floss. I'll do the floss once in a while when I get in like a chipper mood and have fun, but not in public or around anyone. It's more like a personal thing. But if I still see commercials using that, I'm like, That was so. What's the saying? That was so 1990.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand any of that. I just don't find any of
I
it.
think we, for you being sick for 2 weeks, it being a Saturday night, I was tasking, running around doing stuff. You were in your own zone, and we weren't connected all day. And we fun packed. We pulled it together. Cheers to a pretty good show. I laughed a lot. I cried. It was good.
I laughed a lot, and I laughed at you a lot.
Yeah, and I laughed at you laughing at me a lot.
I laughed with you.
No,
and at you, because you're so cute.
You know, when you say you're laughing at me, but then you follow it up with "you're so cute." I feel like you could say anything and then follow it up with "you're so cute" and get away with it.
Well,
anyway,
I love you, so it's all with love.
When write in if you have a list of sayings that we missed. Write in. We'll do a part 2 and we'll run through them. And Jen could quiz me on them, and I could tell you what I think they mean.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fun game. That's like when I take my friend Julie when she comes back to Long Island with me, and the game we play is that I have her read the signs and of all the town names, because you've got Massapequa and Hauppauge and Quogue and all sorts of Shinnecock and all sorts of crazy names, and it's just fun to hear her say the pronunciation.
It's not shiny cack?
Shiny cack.
And with that, we're going to wrap up the show.
Yes.
Glad we could pull on a show for you. Honey, great seeing you again.
Great seeing you.
In this fun fashion.
It was fun.
And I'm glad you're getting over your cold.
Cheers.
Cheers, health, happiness to everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Till next time, peace.
And namaste.